Hey guys, and welcome to Daily Commitment, where we do just a little bit of exercise, but we exercise every day. We make it a habit. We're starting with a little squat, which almost doesn't feel like an exercise anymore. If you guys want to check out the one-legged squats, those are definitely still an exercise. So today is stretch day. Cardio day. So I'm starting with this dead hang here. This is something I've seen a couple different places. You can do this for about 30 seconds, a minute, something like that. And as you can see, I got my little can here so that when I let go, this is exactly at the right height where I can reach it and get my hands all the way around. Make sure my grip's real nice and solid before I put that weight on it. And now I'm just dead hanging. And there's a couple different things about this where you can hurt your back if you've got certain types of back problems. But if you have other types of back problems, this can work like a great stretch for you. And you can go ahead and do this guy. I've got my feet maybe about 3 or 4 or 5 inches above the ground here. So they hang like this, and then I can put them on this paint can, and that lets me reach up here and grab the rings real solidly. And there's a couple ways you can do the dead hang. This is a totally relaxed dead hang. This, I'm engaging my shoulders, which is starting to move you towards the pull-up and stuff like that. But we're not trying to do pull-ups today. Like I said, today is stretch day. Today is cardio day. We're taking time off that other stuff. So I went ahead and did a quick dead hang there. Now we can do our elephant walk, right? Elephant walk stretch. So we're just going to come down. Down. I kind of wanted, can you guys see the ground here? I kind of wanted you guys to see the ground here. Let's come up a little back here. Just so you can see the feet a little bit better. All right, now I'm standing on a root here. So does that change it a little bit? Yeah, probably. But the point is, look here, guys. The knee is slightly bent. My left knee is slightly bent, but I've got it palm to the ground there, or palm to the root, I guess, in this case. And then even though I can keep the palm there, and I can walk a little bit like this, I can work those knees back, stuff like that. So I'm excited about that, man. I'm making good progress. Remember, on these stretches, you've got 30 seconds for each of your reps. And then you only need about 2 sets a day. And you can even skip a couple days. That gets you to 10 a week. 10 of these a week is going to actually make progress. 10's minimum. You can do 3 sets and you do them 5 times and have 15, whatever. Honestly, you can do this anytime, guys. Getting out of the shower, any time. That root's makes things a little uneven. I guess you're not going to see how low exactly I'm getting, but whatever. I don't want to move the camera right here, but I am almost all the way down to my palms here, and that's with the straight knee. Actually, if I push just a little bit, I might be able to get to palms with the straight knee. Not quite, but there, just a little bend. Now I'm all the way down to my palms, right? And I can work these knees back, or I can come up a little bit so they're locked like this, make it a static stretch. I'm telling you guys, it's a real easy stretch to do in the morning when you first wake up. I actually like to go from this stretch here, the elephant stretch, the elephant walk. I like to go from that to this one here, right? It just naturally flows to the other stretch I'm working on. This is the Gladiator stretch, I call it, or I guess what's Bane does this thing. Oh, that's so Batman, right? But like this kind of, I got the whole world here. Now you can do this with a towel actually, like this, and come up and down, and then you can pull further and further along the towel like this, and you can get them real far back doing it like this. But forget towels, man. Then you don't look cool like Batman or like Bane or like Gladiator or whatever. But I just feel it's a real open position, and I like to go to that. I also like to come up from the elephant stretch. Here we go, elephant stretch again. Go ahead and stretch real low. I'm actually putting my hands under my feet now, like this, like that. I showed it, I think, a video or 2 ago. Go like that, go like that, go like that. Work back for some elephant. Give it like 30 seconds. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Few of these guys, maybe stretch down a little bit, maybe turn it static for a little bit, right? That way you can push yourself a little more in a way with the static stretch because you don't get as much soreness with the static as you do with the active. You can also do this. To bend at the joint more. That's really a lot of what you're trying to do is bend at the joint and reach past your feet, reach past the ground like that. Ooh, we got it. That's palms on the ground. And then I like to come up like this. It's almost like the opposite of that elephant stretch, right? And now you're getting a little bit of this, stretching over here. Stretching over here, you can stretch down like that. Stretching like that, go into your Bane stretch, your Batman stretch, whatever you want to call it, your fun stretch. Whatever's fun for you, whatever names are fun for you. And that way you don't have to hold the towel. Again, you're working these muscles here a little bit, which can be good. You're not going to get quite as much of a stretch if you don't have the towel, to be honest. But that's okay. I'm worried on this one specifically because this is where I have that injury. And so pulling like this, I'm not going to pull too far. I did show last time I can use a tree to pull in a tree, but today we have something even better. We got the resistance bands. So here's what's great about this, right? You can actually, this has got some give to it. And last time I think I talked about I was using my grip a little bit too much there. So if you go like this, you hook your hands like this on these guys. See, I'm hooking my hands. Now I can totally relax. I don't have to clench. I don't have to clench my forearms. And look at this, guys. I can come down and just chill. And it's just, I don't want to name this stretch because I just thought of something, I don't know, the handcuff stretch, right? The handcuff stretch, what do you name this, right? But anyway, you can go like this and totally cool. And you know what else is neat about this? It gives you a way to do some a different way to do some assisted squats, right? Because you go like this and stretch, right? And this is so relaxing like this. And you're pulling your shoulders back, getting a nice upward stretch. And then it actually makes your squats easier. Not that I need my squats to be easier, but you could actually use this. You know what? You could use this for your assist for the one-legged squats, right? Right now, I'm holding on to these black straps right here, right? With one of my hands, and I showed you guys how to do that. But let's say you're doing this. You can actually come down for your squat like this, right? It's a little bit weird because it's pulling me off balance for this. So I don't know if that would work. But anyway, maybe I'll mess with that for the one-legged squats, which are going great, by the way, guys. The one-legged squats are awesome. I got so deep on, I think it was my right leg yesterday. I had two. One, I actually sat on my leg, on one leg for a little bit, right? And it came up. I'm not going to do, I'm tempted to like just come up and push that. Maybe I should. No. We don't want to do, we've already had our squat day was yesterday. We don't want to mess up and have a squat day when it's not squat day. Anyway, so that's a couple good ways to use these resistance bands. You get a couple good stretches in there. We got a couple elephant stretches. Let's do one more of these dead hangs. And actually, the resistance band is probably a better way to stretch. Let's do this. So I make sure I get a real good grip all the way around before I put the dead hang on there. Putting a little bit less weight, but I think I'm advanced enough where I can do this and not really hurt myself, right? And I can even engage like that if I want to, right? I don't think that's going to hurt us too much on the pull-ups. It feels great to do for me anyway. Again, it depends on your weight, depends on that kind of thing. But this is a nice sort of low, oh, look at this. I could actually do but these exercise rings are great, man. 20-something bucks. I can do this. I can do these leg lifts. I can get a little abdominal workout doing it this way, guys, right? Which I don't have anything that targets the abdominals specifically. I'm getting some of my push-ups, but I figure, those are going to work themselves out. We'll figure it out. Anyways, that was a lot of fun. You guys saw a lot of different stretches there. Let's do one more elephant stretch where we talk. Now we're going to do our main last thing here, which is actual cardio, which I've been kind of not doing cardio because cardio takes a lot of time, and I wanted to keep my daily commitments short, but I want to get some cardio in here, and I don't want to have high impact. So I'm going to do this trick that works absolutely great, especially since we're, so far advanced that you can squat your body weight every day once you're, that's what I used to do. I used to do 5 squats a day. That's how I started this whole thing, was 5 squats a day. Along with 10 squats a day, and then 5 push-ups. That's how I started the whole thing. They were knee push-ups at first. That was before I recorded any videos, so you guys never saw me doing the knee push-ups. But yeah, the push-ups I was doing even when I started the videos were terrible, man. My form was terrible. My arms were spread out all funny, and that doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter if you're doing it wrong, as long as you're not hurting yourself. You're doing it wrong. You're not being as efficient with your motion. You're not getting as much strength. But you're doing it, and that gets your subconscious brain to think, I can do push-ups. And then you start watching videos and watching other people do it, and you get better and better at doing it. But anyway, here's our elephant stretch. Now we're going to do, we need a name for this. The squat cardio. We'll call it the squat cardio. So what you do is, my cardio, I got a little bit during all that stretching. I got some cardio. All right, let's do one more of these while we talk. What I'm going to do is, oh, that feels great. Oh, there we go. What I'm going to do is, I'm going to do some squats, right? Enough to get my breathing up a little bit. Then I'm gonna start walking. So I'm walking, I'll be panting, right? So I'll already be kind of jumped up. My heart rate will be at that faster pounding zone. I'm gonna walk, and then my breathing will start to slow down because I'm not really doing that much cardio, just walking. But I'll just stop, do another couple squats, get my cardio back up, and boom, man, I'll be back out there again, picking it up. So let's do that. Oh wait, let's start with the squats. Let's get to the point where we're panting a little bit. Let's move this guy out of the way. Point. Let's just do a few squats here. I'm gonna do this trick to keep my back straight. It's worked pretty well so far. I've noticed the squats look better back straight wise doing this. All right, we're just getting my feet on an even piece of ground here. All right, make sure you keep your head tucked, right? You want about this distance here, because you want your head to stay with your torso the whole time, whatever you're doing. Anyway, let's do it, guys. Let's come down. All right, we're gonna go 1, 2. No, I'm trying not to bend over quite as much in the squat lately. You can bend over a little more or a little less, but you get more quads if you stay a little more straight up. Anyways, you can see I'm like not even hardly winded yet. Let's get to the point where we're panting at least a little bit. Breathing, engaged. Breathing, engaged. How much breathing are we going to engage? All right, so we'll do like, man, come on cardio, come on, kick it. Get to where we're breathing at least a little bit fast. You can see why I'm working on one-legged squats, like these are just a little too easy for me. Anyway, hey man, daily commitment if you keep at it. All right. I think I'm breathing at least a little bit hard there. Let's do it, guys. Let's head out on this beautiful day. Let's start walking. And you're gonna see about how long it takes for me. Let's see, I think I can see 12 minutes on this video so far. So 12 minutes, that's nothing. And if you look at a lot of my videos, they're 4 and 5 minutes when I started. So you're talking about 5 minutes a day to start, and then eventually 10, maybe 12 or 15, years later to get yourself in shape. That's pretty good, man. That's pretty good, and that's because you're keeping that consistency every day. It's also diet. Again, guys, here's our beautiful garden. I get all my produce from the garden. I don't buy produce in the store anymore. I bought some blueberries because we don't have blueberries. But other than that, I'm telling you, man, I got squashes. I got bok choy. Bok choy just came in, it's amazing. Spinach, lettuce. Didn't get that much spinach. I think our soil was too high or too low of pH, but still got a little bit. Bumper crop of turnips, beets, freaking just from like a small area. Like each one of those areas is like a little garden in its own. Another thing that can keep your cardio up is if you talk, right? If you talk the whole time, your cardio is gonna be kicking, right? You're gonna keep that going. You're like those guys doing the army thing. Hoo, hoo, hoo. Oh, thank you. Now I forget the guy's name. I should have noted it before I started this thing. He said, as a certain person says, stay hard. He's talking about David Goggins, who I love David Goggins, but his workouts are way too intense for me. And what for me would have been way too intense to start out with. And so that's what I'm talking about when I say, look, if you're the kind of person that, that works for, that can just jump in and do a lot of exercise and maintain that fast pace, that rabbit pace, I'm gonna call it, go ahead and do that. Make that your thing. Make that your exercise plan, your exercise program. But for me, anytime I started and pushed something like that, I would fall back down. I couldn't keep it going. But with the daily commitment philosophy of a little bit every day, I was able to build up slowly, and that worked for me. So again, whatever works for you with exercises. But if you're here on daily commitment, and if you haven't had an exercise program that really worked for you, that really stuck, try this one, man. Try just that little bit. I am 100% certain that if it took anybody in any shape, giant guy, Brandon Fraser from The Whale, right? Now, obviously, you do have to address the diet. I'm not gonna lie, the diet is half of it. But if you just took somebody and you said, okay, buddy, this is where you are now. Let's say all they could do is walk because they can't even do squats yet. But we're gonna walk, let's say, 100 feet. in your first day. And that gives them a little bit of stimulation in the muscles, but it doesn't totally. Let's do a few more squats, man. My cardio is just, it's coming down. My heartbeat's coming down. Let's do a few more, guys. All right, I'm actually leaning forward a little too much there. Let's stay a little straighter in the back, not lean forward as much. Let's do like, I don't know. We're bouncing, we're doing it fast. Now that's the thing, when you do it fast, you tend to bounce. You wanna come down, let it sit for a second, then come back up, right? Down, and then come back up. Do a few squats, get us panting again. Get that heartbeat going a little faster again. Anyway, doesn't matter, man. If you got anybody, no matter how big, if they could walk 100 feet in the first day, next day walk 100 feet, don't even increase. Next day walk 100 feet, next day walk 100 feet. So they're used to doing that number, however many paces it is. And then start slowly increasing, right? So first you keep with that 100 feet, they're gonna get used to that. And then you start increasing slowly, their body's gonna get used to that. And really, I was telling the guy who made the comment earlier about David Goggins that this discipline of doing a daily commitment every day has crept into other areas of my life. And what I mean by that is it's helped me with diet. I used to do just the, I used to do just low carb, no carb type thing. And that worked for me to lose, I don't know, the first 40 pounds or so, right? So that's pretty good. But then I kind of hit a plateau, right? And so after that, after working on the daily commitment and doing that for a while, that kind of increased my discipline. I was able to work in some intermittent fasting, which seemed really impossible to me when I first started out, like I can't go without eating. But no, it turned out it wasn't too hard, especially once my discipline had improved by doing the daily commitment. And then the intermittent fasting became easier, and bam, I made some more progress there. Then I even moved up into other types of good composition other than just low carb, where you get certain types of healthier fruits and vegetable type things. And then I actually started counting calories to look at it. And first I was counting calories because I was like, okay, well, if I do intermittent fasting, if I make it this long throughout the day, my window is only this much left of the day, I can go ahead and, wait a second, what was this on the ground? Oh, this is a giant mushroom, okay. Thought it was a coconut at first. Anyway, I was like, okay, I can go all day not eating. That means I could eat ice cream at the end of the day, half a gallon of ice cream or whatever it was, and that's great, but obviously that's not ideal. And so once I started, low carb was easy to start with for me, then intermittent fasting, which is a little bit harder, and then counting calories, which was harder still. That took thinking and looking at exactly what you ate and looking at numbers and stuff like that. But believe it or not, the discipline that comes from your little bit of exercise every day helps give you the motivation to actually count the calories and look stuff up online and stuff. So now I'm doing all that stuff, and then you get better body composition all the way through. But it affected other areas of my life. I stopped smoking. Didn't really smoke cigarettes, but I smoked weed, and I smoked a good amount of weed. I still probably in my mind think I like smoking weed, but I haven't smoked weed for a little while now. And that just happened again, not only cutting back on it to start with, but being able to say I don't need it. And that happens through the daily commitment, not just the discipline of daily commitment. I'm losing my cardio. I'm gonna call it a cardio pump, right? I'm losing my cardio pump because I'm whatchamacallit. There we go. Right, it's just too easy, a little walking. But again, this keeps you from getting that high impact. And the high impact, especially if you're an older person or a heavier person, that impact is really dangerous. And if you hurt yourself doing any kind of high impact, now you can't exercise, now you're fucked, like now you're going backwards. So I would rather somebody stick to walking for a while before they do any kind of high impact stuff. I honestly don't advise high impact stuff for anybody that's above a certain age, and even younger people. I remember like cross country runners when I was in high school, they would get shin splints, stuff like that. I'm like, maybe it's not good if you're exercising that hard in that way. So I don't know, I'm gonna say high impact is a no-go for me, at least, for my strategy. Anyway, getting back to discipline creeping into other areas of your life, the next thing you know, you're getting those endorphins too. You're getting that confidence that you can do something because you see that improvement start. So we're talking about a snowball. And part of the snowball, or just the beginning of the snowball, is a daily commitment, because you know you're going to do something good for yourself every day, something that's good for you but you don't really want to do every day, right? And so if you can force yourself to do that little bit of exercise every day, maybe you can force yourself to not smoke that weed, or you can force yourself to not, force is such a tough word, force yourself, but I mean, you have to deny yourself. You have to deny your instinct to eat in some way, right? There is some element of saying no to yourself, saying no to being lazy, saying no to that ice cream or whatever, that starts creeping into your life. And then it starts to be easy, and you start to get this confidence. And when you have the confidence and you succeed over and over in the little things, and the bigger things start to get easier and easier. So anyway, guys, I have talked enough. I got this video over 20 minutes, which is very rare. If you made it to the end of this video, I'm going to do one of those things a lot of those guys do. They're like, if you made it to this end of the video, comment something. I'm going to go ahead and do it. It's a little cheesy, but it helps engagement and all that stuff. If you made it all the way to the end of this rambling ass video, comment whatever you want, man. Comment, what's something fun to comment? Comment when you started your daily commitment, or how many days you've been doing it. Something like that. I don't know. It's the first time I tried this. And I guess watch a video up here or down, or subscribe. Do whatever you want, guys. But get out there and do a little daily commitment every day. We'll see you guys later. And with my new guy who just commented, stay hard, but do it slowly. All right, see you guys next time.